guys. Alright, another math video. Today we're going to do squares and square roots. And I know some of you are thinking, what is that? So if you get out your trusty math book, like your trusty notebook is your trusty math book. Okay, we're on page 265. We're going to go through this. I want everybody to look at that box in the top. This says area of a square is the product of the side by itself. So it has the example says 3 times 3 equals 9. You know when you have a square, just like in your book, you know when you do the area of a square, it's side times the side, 3 times 3. Or you could say 3 squared equals 9. So this only are saying 3 squared is 9. It's saying 3 times 3. When you see this little 2, that little 2 has a special name. It's called an exponent. That little 2 is called an exponent. A small 2 written to the right and above a number is an exponent. The exponent 2 means to multiply the number or the base by itself. So you're going to say 3 times 3. This big 3 is the base. The process that is opposite squaring is called a square root. The opposite of it is called a square root. This symbol right here is a square root symbol. I know some of you might have seen this on a calculator. So this symbol is used to show that a square root is to be found. So if you have, let's say, a number here, it says the square root, you would read it as the square root of 25. All it's saying is the square root of 25 equals 5. It's saying 5 times 5 equals 25. 5 squared equals 25. When you see the square root, it just has the number first. So these are your double multiplication facts that have the same exact number. That's all it is. It's the double multiplication facts, like 1 times 1, 2 times 2, 3 times 3, 4 times 4, 5 times 5, 6 times 6. That's all it's using is those. So if you had, let's say, 49. The square root of 49 equals 7, because 7 times 7 is 49. 7 squared is 49. That's all it's saying. It's your double multiplication facts. And it's just putting the answer inside the square root because you're just taking the answer, the number, and multiplying it twice together. Okay, that's all this is doing. Alright, so let's look at 1A. Oh, the heat's kind of want to scare me. Or it might be actually the air conditioner. Alright, so we have 1A and 1B. Missy Johnson planted a square flower garden. Each side is 8 yards. What is the area of the garden? Well, how do you find area of a square? 8 equals side times side. The side is 8, so all you're saying is 8 times 8. What is 8 times 8? It's 64. So it's 64 square yard. Okay, 1B. Mr. Taylor's classroom is the shape of a square with an area of 81 square yards. How many yards are on each side? Well, what multiplication facts are the same, your double multiplication facts that equals 81? Think about it. It's not 1 times 1, then you have 2 times 2, 3 times 3, 4 times 4, 5 times 5, 6 times 6, 7 times 7, 8 times 8, 9 times 9. Ooh, 10 times 10. I think 9 times 9 is 81, isn't it? Am I right? So the sides of the classroom are 9 yards. That's all it's saying. It's your double multiplication facts. Alright, let's look at number 2. It says, write the products. Remember to multiply the base by itself and not by 2. So that 2, the exponent 2 is saying you're going to say 1 times 1. You're not going to say 1 times 2. You're multiplying the number by itself. So, actually we can go over these real quick together. Let's look at 2. 1 times 1. 1. 2 times 2. 4. 3 times 3. 4 times 2. 5 times, I said 4 times 2. 4 times 4 is what? 16. 3 times 3 was 9. E, 5 times 5 is 25. F, 6 times 6 is 36. 7 times 7. 8 times 8. 9 times 9. 10 times 10. 11 times 11. 12 times 12. That's all 2 is saying. Okay? Now if you look at number 3, it's showing you them square roots. A says, what's the square root of 1? Well, what times 1 is going to give you 1? 1. 1 times 1 is 1. So, 1 times 1 is 1. That's where your square root is. Okay, 3b is the square root of 4. What double multiplication fact is going to give you 4? 2. 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, what double multiplication fact is going to give you 9? 3. You're basically taking your answers from 2 and putting the answer here, and then what are you multiplying by? What double multiplication fact is going to give you the answer inside the square root? That's all it is, guys. Alright, class, if you have any questions, comments, please let me know. I hope this was enough information for you. I hope you understood it. It's not as hard as it looks. It's just your double multiplication facts, and then you have to find the answer. Alright, so if you have any questions, please let me know. Miss you guys. Bye, class.